Hello and welcome back to Baking with Bob. Welcome to this week's video. This week we are doing Rocky Road. So first of all, a few shout outs. So to Rachel and Cody, amazing chocolate flapjack you did last week. The picture looked divine. Also, Alina, well done for your flapjacks. Your chocolate smothered flapjacks looked so tasty. They actually look better than mine. Today's request is by Annabelle and Esme. So good luck with today's bake, you girls, and I look forward to seeing the end result. They're the ones that requested Rocky Road, so let's get on with it. What do we need? So we will need 200 grams of biscuits. Now you can use digestive, rich tea, cookies, the Maryland chocolate chip cookies, the small ones, they work really well. I've seen it done with Oreos before. Any biscuit really. Ginger nuts is another good one. My favourite is digestive, so that's what I'm using today. You'll also need 135 grams of butter or margarine, 3 tablespoons of golden syrup, 100 grams of mini marshmallows, and then your optional extras are things like glacier cherries, sultanas, raisins, cranberries. What else is on my list? Any kind of dried fruit basically, apricots, etc. You can also use nuts, mixed nuts, peanuts, walnuts, you name it. You can also use popcorn, honeycomb, Maltesers, Smarties, absolutely anything you like really to go in this. And I believe that's all we need. Let me just double check my list. Did I say 200 grams of dark chocolate? Not sure if I did. So I'm using dark chocolate, but again, with the Easter period just being gone, everybody's got lots and lots of Easter eggs that they're not using. So please feel free to melt your Easter eggs and use that instead of dark chocolate. It all works the same. The only thing I would suggest is that you don't use white chocolate because that can seize quite easily, but we'll get onto white chocolate in another video. So let's get on with it. First stage. What's the first stage? Washing our hands. Okay, hands all washed and clean and nice. Second step, lining your tin. So, let's bring this over here so you can see. Again, as usual, I've got my classic baking glass dish. You can use a metal dish, tin. 18 centimeters squared is ideal, but like I've said in previous videos, the smaller the tin, the deeper your dessert will be. The longer the tin, the thinner the portions will be, which does mean you'll get more if you do it thinner. As per usual, I use a little bit of spray oil, spray into the bottom of my dish, and then line with my paper because it helps it stick. So push that in. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's lined. So there we go. Stage 1, lined. Second stage is what I want you to do is after you've weighed out all your ingredients, and the list is in the description if you want to pause the video now and weigh everything out like I have, then you will need your first ingredient, which is your biscuits. So what I do is I put them into a freezer bag or a sandwich bag and then into another one just to stop it from breaking. And then what you need to do is bash this with a rolling pin until you've got lumps between the size of sand and 50p pieces. So let's get on with that bit. Now I know, oh, I look threatening with this in my hand. Now I know you're not going to want to listen to me banging with this, so I will fast forward that part for you and then show you the end result. And there we go. So you can see I've got some nice dust at the bottom, and then towards the top you've got some bigger chunks of your biscuits. So that's that part done. Moving on. So the next part is the melting part. So this bit you will need adult supervision for if you're underage. So you're going to need a saucepan, and into that saucepan we're going to put our butter, our chocolate and our golden syrup. So let's get cracking. You're going to want your hob to be on a low to medium heat. We're not rushing this, we're just going to melt it nice and slowly. So in goes the butter. And then we also want 3 tablespoons of golden syrup. I think I could do with some more. So there's 1, 2 and 3. Let's just wipe that excess off the spoon. There we go. And then in goes the chocolate. Now I'm just using the really cheap dark chocolate from your local supermarket. It's only about 30p a packet for 100 grams. And let's chuck all of that in there. That's one. Break up the second one. And then also add that to the pan. There we go. So like I said, over a medium heat, and just give it a bit of a mix every now and then. You'll find that it will all start to melt and come together. Once that's all melted, all mixed in really nicely, we'll move on to the next part. So I will fast forward through this part and I will meet up with you at the other side. So once that has melted, it should be nice and shiny, all nice and runny and looks so delicious. Just want to dip your finger in it, but don't, because we're ready for the next step. So the next step will be to add the rest of the ingredients. Now, like I said before, you can use so many different ingredients. The basics is the marshmallow and the biscuits, which are here. And then to mine, I am adding some raisins and some sultanas. There's 50 grams here of that. Great way to sneak some fruit in for the kids. I have got 75 grams of cherries. These are the glacier cherries. And then just to add a bit more extra naughtiness, I've also added about a bag, about 80 grams of Maltesers, and I had a couple of Smarties left over from another video, so I've just chucked them in there as well. But like I said before, you can add honeycomb, chopped nuts, just about anything you've got in the cupboard, any other kind of sweeties that you want to add in there as well. Just bear in mind, if you're going to add something that is purely just chocolate, so let's say for example a piece of dairy milk or a flake, it won't stay in its original shape. It will probably melt into the rest of the mixture, which is why something like a Smartie with a shell coating should be quite nice. And then the Malteser, it doesn't matter so much if the outside melts because the teaser is still in the middle, and then that will be part of the rocky road. So let's get onto it. Let's chuck it all in. So as you can see here, that's really nicely melted. It's got a nice silky, shiny texture to it. So remember to turn your heat off as well. So now the heat is off, I am going to add into that all of the biscuit. All of the biscuit. And I'm also going to add all of the marshmallow. And give it a good old stirring. Once it's stirred a little bit, you can then add your cherries, if you're adding cherries, and I love these, and your raisins, sultanas, or whatever else it is you've chosen to put into the mix, and then give it a good old stir up. Wow, look at that. Edible, divine. So once you can see everything is coated, you are ready to then tip out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my Maltesers and Smarties last, and then give that a good stir in. And there we go. Let's take that to the big camera. Can you see? All nicely incorporated there. Once that's happened, we're going to empty all of the mixture into our pre-lined tin that we did earlier. Empty all of this out. and scrape the bottom of your pan, because you want all that extra nice bits in there. Get as much out as you can. Oh, a little bit more up there, and then spread out into your tin really nice and even as you can. Remembering to press down to help it all stick together. You can see some of the marshmallows have started to melt, but that's absolutely fine. Push it all in, all the way to the edges. There we go, nice and flat, that's how we want it. Just a bit more in that corner there. You want them to be nice and even. And there we go. Let's show this to the big camera. There we go, it's all in there, all nice. And then what you're going to do with this is you're going to want to pop this into the fridge to let it set. So you want to put it in the fridge for a minimum of about 30 minutes until it's set all the way through, and then we will cut it up into slices. So into the fridge we go. Okay, so like I said, they're in the fridge for 30 minutes. Remember to get an adult to cut them up for you because it does set quite hard. I'm going to insert an image of mine now. And that is it for this week. So remember to smash that like button and to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. You're more than welcome to leave comments in the comment section below. Any requests for future baking videos, again, leave them in that comment section below. Next video will be cheese straws or scones, scones, whichever way you would like to pronounce that. We might even do them both in one video, depending on the time scale that we've got. So that is it. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.